Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. In this session we are going to count vehicles with the help of YOLO-8. I have already created the video where I have already configured a counter with the help of YOLO-8 for vehicle, but we create only one vehicle class for counting, tracking and detection. But in today's session what we are going to do, we are going to count here multiple vehicle class. Let's say in previous session we only detect cars, but in this session we are going to detect car, motorcycle and the truck from traffic video. So let's get started. But before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, as I mentioned, in today's session we are not going to count, detect, track only one vehicle class, but also we are going to count, basically we are going to create the counter for multiple vehicle classes. Okay, so if you don't know how to install OpenCV, then how to install YOLO-8 on Windows machine, I have already created the basics video. I will mention videos link, watch video, then you will get idea. So I have already installed here OpenCV, YOLO-8, and basically I am going to use here a Thony Python IDE for coding. Okay, so let's get started. So for today's session, I have created a repository, and the repository name is YOLO-8 multiple class counting. I will mention the link. Simply copy and paste the link inside the browser, then go to the code, click on download zip, and it will download our zip format repository. That's it. So we have done. Go in show in folder, then right click WinRAR and just extract the folder name. So this is what our folder. Again, same folder, and as I mentioned, I have already created the video where I have explained how you can use the tracker, how you can use the YOLO-8 with OpenCV and Python for object detection, then tracking and the counting. So here the main.py is basically the basic code where we detect only one class, where we track only one vehicle class, also where we count only one vehicle class. Okay, simple. So then we have here tracker.py for tracking the vehicles and assign the ID for each vehicle separately. Then we have coco.txt file. Inside that file we have all the classes. If I open coco.txt, as you can see, person, bicycle, car, motorcycle. Okay, so this is what our coco.txt for YOLO-8. Then we need a video file. So let's first download our video. So video download, this is the text file. Inside that we have a link. So just copy the link, open browser, open new tab, and just press Ctrl+V and just hit enter. It will download our video file in zip format. Click on download. So now it's downloading our video file in zip format. Then we will extract our video file. So as you can see, friends, we have downloaded our zip format video folder. So show in folder, just right click, cut and move the folder inside our main repository here. Right click again, WinRAR, and extract here. It will extract our video file. So friends, now let me first play the video file. Okay, as you can see, this is what our video file, and in this video file we have lots of traffic. So we have here motorcycle, we have here a car, and we have here a truck. So we are going to detect here basically three vehicle classes: motorcycle, car and the truck. That's it. This is what our goal. So as I mentioned, I have created here a basic code, and inside that code we have only one class: detection, tracking and the counting. So if I open main.py with the help of Thony Python IDE, as you can see, this is what our basic code. And first what we are going to do, we are only going to detect here motorcycle. Okay, one class only. And here I have mentioned the video file name, which is vid2 with 2.mp4. So let's just start our code. First it will download the pre-trained YOLO-8 s.pt model, which is pre-trained object detection model for YOLO-8. Then as we create our code, as we create our condition, if motorcycle in C means our classes, okay, as you can see, C is equal to class list, which is our class coco.txt file. So friends, as you can see, this is what our counter, and we are going to skip a frame one by one, then of course the counter will increase. Okay, so just skip the frame, and as you can see, we detect here 4 motorcycle already. Let me start again the code. Okay, so we have started here a code, and right now there is no motorcycle, so we count only 0. There is no motorcycle count. So just watch. As you can see, we have here 2 motorcycle. So basically the 2 motorcycle touch our red color line. Then we have detection. This is what our condition. When our object touch our line, then only we are going to detect object, and then only we are going to count the object. So here motorcycle center point touch the line, then we have count. So as you can see, we have basically 2 motorcycle which touch our line, so motorcycle count 2, because we count here 2 motorcycle. That's it. So now 3, as you can see, the third one, which is the 0, is the ID. We have center point, which is the green color, and red color rectangle. So we count 3 motorcycles. Now 4th one and 5th one, as you can see, this is the 6th one and 7th one, 8th one. So we successfully counting our motorcycle, but as I mentioned, this is what not our goal. We want to count here a multiple classes. So simply we have done with our basic code. As I mentioned, if you don't know what is the code, how it's work, you need to watch the basic video where I have explained all the things details. That's it. So let's get started. Now as I mentioned, we want to detect here a next class. So next class, as you can see, I have created here a variables already. So we have done with the motorcycle. So next class is basically a car. So simply we are going to create here a condition. If the motorcycle in C, we have done. Now elif the car in C. So same way, elif our class which is car in C. If the car in C means if the car, we detect a car in our video, then we want to of course save their rectangle coordinates for our tracker. So simply we can say here, for car we have list 2. So here simply we can say list2 dot append, list2 dot append, and what we want to append, as I mentioned, we want to append the rectangle coordinates, which is x1, y1, x2 and y2. So let's just mention x1, y1, x2 and y2. That's it. That's it. Now what else we want? We want to save the car class inside the list. So what is our list name? Our list name is car. So simply we want to append the class inside the car list. So car dot append, and then we want to mention C. So our condition is what? When the car detect by our YOLO-8, we want to save their rectangle coordinates. Also we want to save the class inside our car list. That's it. Now we want here our tracker. So for that I have created here a tracker2 variable, and I have mentioned the tracker. So tracker2 variable is basically for our car. So simply we can create here, this is our first tracker for motorcycle. Now we are going to create our second tracker, which is bbox2. bbox2 idx is equal to our tracker2 variable, So simply tracker2 dot update, and what we want to update here? We want to update our list 2 for the car. For car we create here list 2. So we need to pass our list 2. That's it. We have done with our tracker. Now we have our tracker. So now what we are going to do? We are going to create here a session. So this is for our motorcycle. So now we are going to create here a new code for our car session. So just mention like this way. For our knowing purpose, this is for car session. That's it, we have now car session. So from here we are going to create the code for car session. Let's from here, because we want to check it is in line. Okay. So now we have our bbox2 idx tracker ready for our car. So simply we are going to create for same way, friends, same way, only we are going to change the variable. Okay. For bbox2, for bbox2 in our tracker ID, not tracker ID, our tracker variable, which is bbox2 idx. So for bbox2 in bbox2 idx, okay, for bbox2 in bbox2 idx, then we are going to say we need our car class list. As you can see here, I have mentioned the motorcycle list as a I. So here we have car list. So simply we are going to use again for loop. So for h, you can mention any variable. I have mentioned here h. So for h in car, car is basically our list which we create here. Simple. So for h in car, then what we want to do? We want to mention here new variables for the rectangle. Means a tracker will provide us new rectangle coordinates and the ID. So simply we need here new variables for rectangle with the help of tracker. So we have done x4 and y4. So this one will can say x5 and y5. Okay, x5 and y5, then x6 and y6, and because we mentioned id1, so this one we can call id2 is equal to what? Is equal to our bbox2. As you can see, I have mentioned here bbox1, so here we need to mention bbox2. That's it. Now what we want to do? We need here a center point for car. So simply here I have mentioned cxm for motorcycle. So here simply we can say cx, and from car we are going to use here this c. cxc, this is for the car center point. So cxc is equal to int. You can mention any variable here as per your requirements. Integer, and what we want to mention here, we want to mention x5 plus x6 divided by 2. So x5 plus x6 divided by 2, then cyc is equal to int, and then we are going to mention y5 plus y6 divided by 2. That's it. Now simply what we are going to do, we are going to copy all these things from our motorcycle, and only we are going to change their coordinates. So cv2.circle, cxm will become cxc, cyc, x3 will become x5, y5, x6 and y6, and here we are going to mention id2, and here the coordinates also change because we want to put our text on car rectangle top left corner. So car rectangle top left corner coordinates is basically now x5 and y5. So x5 and y5, that's it. So if I save the code and if I run the code, and as you can see friends, this car we detected, and there is a ID for this car and there is a rectangle. So this one is also, as you can see, this is the car, okay, there is a rectangle, there is a center point which is in green color, and there is a ID. So same way, when this car center point touch the line, then only we are going to create the counter. Also, then only we are going to draw the circle and rectangle. Simple. So same way, here we are going to create the same condition. Just copy it from here, and after where we have CXC and CYC, just paste it, and only we are going to change, because what is our condition? As I explained, when our center point touch the line. So what is our center point? Our center point is basically CXC and CYC. So we are going to use here CYC. So here I have mentioned the CYM for our motorcycle. So simply here we are going to mention CYC. Then CY1 and CY1 will be remain same, because we have only one line, and this CY1 is basically a sign for our line 1, which is in red color. So when our center point, the car center point means CYC, touch to the CY1, which is our line 1, CY1, as you can see, this one. So simply we are going to change here CYM with CYC. Here also CYM with CYC. That's it. I hope you all clear, and then this condition will work like this way, because we have if condition, so we need to mention this way. Now what will happen? The car will only detect when the car center point touch our line. Okay. So if I save the code, if I run the code, so as you can see, this car is detected, but this car is not detected because it's not touching our area. It's not touching our line. So this car center point, which is in green color, it's already touched the line. That's why there is a rectangle, there is a ID. Now as you can see, the center point is basically cross the line, then there is no detection, there is no nothing basically, there is no detection, there is no rectangle, there is no ID, there is no center point. So watch for this car now. And as you can see, it's touch our line, there is a rectangle, there is a center point, and there is ID also. It means our next class is perfectly work. We have now 2 classes. So simply we ready to create a counter. So let's just create the counter. For car, I have create counter 2. Simple. So let's just create a counter 2.append, because this is the list, and inside that list what we are going to pass? We are going to simply pass the ID, because the ID is basically the recognition for our car object, because we are assigning the ID for each car. So if we want to create the counter, simply we need to create the list of ID when we match over all the condition for car class. Simple. So ID 2. And as I explained in previous video, when the car center point or when the object center point touch the line, it will take a little bit time to pass that area, and in meanwhile it will basically count the same ID again and again. Let me show you, because we saving a counter2.append ID2 inside our counter list. So simply we can print our counter2 over here. Here let's print here. Print counter 2, print counter 2. If I save the code, if I run the code, and as you can see friends, this car, it has 0 ID, and inside the list we have 30, means the same car we count at 3 times. So it will create a false counter basically, because as I mentioned, it's need to some time to pass our line area. So simply we can say here, please don't count same ID again and again, only count at once. So for that we create here a condition. As you can see, if counter1 dot count id 1 is equal to 0. So same way we are going to say here like this way, if counter 2, because counter 2 is for our car, so counter 2 dot count, and what we are going to count? We are going to count the id 2 is equal to 0. Then we are going to save their id. Now it will count id only once. Okay. And as you can see, now there is only 1 0, means this is 0 is basically the id for this car. There is no double count. That's it. Now simply because this is the list of id, so we can create here a length of that counter. Okay. So here I have already mentioned the counter for motorcycle, so let's just simply remove or delete this one, and we are going to create here a new counter for car, and C is basically the counter word first alphabet, which is the C. So car C is equal to length of our counter 2, length of our counter 2. That's it. Now simply copy and paste the CV zone method, copy and paste, and then only we are going to change the variable. Also we need a new coordinates for putting our test on the frame for the car counter. So motorcycle C will become car C, car counter, and this will we are going to mention car C. And as I mentioned, we need to mention here the coordinates where we want to put the car counter as a text. So simply we are going to save first the code. So here we have basically this is for the motorcycle. So now here, let's say here we want to create a car counter. So in shell, as you can see, we have the xy coordinates for particular this region 18 and 71. So here I am going to mention 18 and 71. So let's check. And as you can see, now we have car counter, and as I mentioned, because this car is already touched our line, so we have one count, means we count one car. So if I skip the frame, now as you can see, we have motorcycle counter, also we have car counter. Right now we count 9 motorcycle, but we only count one car. So watch for Skoda. The Skoda, when Skoda car touch the line, we have 2 cars. Means our code is perfectly working. We are counting a multiple vehicle classes. Now the truck. Okay, so we are going to create here a new session again for truck, and same way we are going to use all our conditions. Okay friends, let's just check if it is in line. So it's in line, and again B box 2, because we have here, I think I have created the tracker 3 for truck class. Simple. So what else we want here? We want, as you can see, the list 3 and truck. List 3 is basically for truck. So we need to create again new elif condition. So if motorcycle is there, we have done. If car is there, we have done. Now elif truck is in our detection, means if the truck detect by our YOLO-8, simply we are going to see here elif truck in our C. C is our class list. Then list 3 for truck class, means it will save the rectangle coordinates, which is x1, y1, x2 and y2 when we have truck. So list3 dot append, and inside that same way we are going to mention x1, y1 and x2 and y2. That's it. Now what we are going to do, we need here a class. We are going to save the class inside our truck list. So same way, here we mention car dot append. Now we are going to mention truck dot append, and inside that we need to pass our C. Truck dot append, and inside that we are going to pass our C. Simple. That's it, friends. We have done. Okay. Now we have the list of our rectangle coordinates. Also we have the list of our truck class. Same way, now we are going to create our counter for truck. So b box 3 id x is equal to tracker 3, which I have already mentioned here. As you can see, the tracker 3. So same, we want to call the tracker. So tracker 3 dot update, tracker 3 dot update, and inside that what we are going to pass? We are going to pass a list 3, because list 3 is dedicated for truck. Simple, friends. So list 3, that's it, we have done. Now same way we are going to create this condition. So here first let's check it is in line from here. Okay, so just create the for b box 3 in, for b box 3 in our b box 3 idx, for b box 3 in b box 3 idx. That's it. Now again we want to call our truck list, our class truck list. So for, let's say here I have mentioned the I, then H. So let's say J. For J in what? For J in our truck list, because we are saving the class as a list inside the truck. Here it is, as you can see, we have created the truck dot append C for all. For motorcycle also we create here, for car also we create here. So same way. So for J in our truck list, for J in our truck list, what we want? We want here new coordinates for drawing the rectangle with the help of our tracker. Also we need here ID. So here we create x6, y6. So simply x7, y7, x8, y8 and ID, because we mention here ID2, ID3 is equal to what? Is equal to our b box 3. B box 3. That's it. We have done b box 3. Now we have rectangle coordinates, we have ID3. Same way we are going to create here a center point, and then we are going to say that I just want to detect all these things when the truck center point touch my line, touch my red color line. Okay, so same condition, just copy it from here, just copy it and just paste it. Only we are going to change the variables. So this CXC we are going to say here CXT. So T is basically the truck word first alphabet. So CXT, and this also we are going to mention CYT. And here the X5 will become X7, X6 will become X8, then Y5 become Y7, Y6, I need to mention Y8. Then we will have the center point. Then here also CXC will become CXT. This is the center point, CYT. Then the rectangle coordinates x5 will become x7, then y7, then x8 and y8. And here I need to mention ID3. And then what else we want? Here, because this is what truck, so we need here truck center point CYT variable. Okay. So CYC, because we mention here a CYC for car center point, Here I have mentioned CYM, as you can see, CYM for motorcycle. So simply here I am going to mention CYT. C will become CYT, and CY1 remains same because we have only here one line. Only one line. This is what our condition. So the line is basically CY1, as you can see, CY1. This CY1 is basically assigned for line 1. Here I have created the CY1 variable. As I mentioned, for this you need to watch my first video, the basic video. As you can see, CY1 424. So same way, all the things are same, only we have changed the CYT. Here also CYC will become CYT. That's it. Then because we have now new counter, which is counter 3, which I have already created. So counter 3, as you can see here, I have mentioned here counter 3. So when the truck center point touch the line, it will save their ID inside our counter 3. So counter 3 and this ID2 will become ID 3. Here also counter 3. That's it. So now we know the length of counter 3 is basically our counter. So same way, truck C is equal to length of our counter 3, and here there is no need to mention bracket like this way, because when I have created the code, I have mentioned there print. Okay, so now this is perfect. Okay, so same way, just copy it, and then we only are going to change the coordinates where we want to put the text. Okay, and here the car C will become truck C, and here also truck C. Okay, so if I save the code, if I run the code, so truck C, I think over here. So it's 10112 inside the shell, as you can see 10112. So I need to mention here 10112. That's it. So if I save the code, if I run the code, now we have the counter for truck also on the frame. And that's it, as you can see. Now we have 3 counter, one is basically motorcycle, next one is car C, then another one is basically truck. So we counted 3 vehicle classes same time. So we have 1 car, 3, 4, 5 motorcycle, 7, because there is lots of motorcycle traffic, of course, so the number will be high. So 9, 10 motorcycle, car 1, there is no count for truck. Now we have 2 car, as you can see the Skoda is just touch our line, there is a rectangle, there is a center point, there is a ID. For motorcycle also, as you can see, these 2 motorcycle 14 and 53 ID is just touch the line, and we increase our motorcycle counter. Now there is a 14. Okay, so you can simply check the frame by frame result. Okay, and in real scenario, of course, you have the better quality of the video, you have high resolution cameras. Okay, so we have done with motorcycle and car, so we only want to check for truck. So we have here basically this is the truck, as you can see, this is the truck. So when the truck touch the line, and as you can see the truck center point touch the line, we have counter truck, we have count 1 truck. Okay, we have count 1 truck, and I think the video will be end now. That's it. That's it. As you can see, friends, we count multiple vehicle class in same code, in one code. So I hope You will learn something from this video, but first you need to watch the basic video where we count only one vehicle class, then you will get the idea. So I hope you will learn something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.